Alright, hello guys. So, today we're gonna learn something. So, we're going to learn about different types of rocks and how they're made. However, instead of explaining them with rocks, I'm explaining them using starbursts. Alright, so first we start with magma, which is molten starburst. Let it harden and becomes igneous rock, aka hardened after molten um, starburst. All right, you take igneous rock and then you turn it down into like a sediment, which is like crushing it into like little bits. And then after that, like you melt it again. Then no, you stack it on top of each other and then put pressure into it. It will eventually squeeze into like one larger piece, and that's sedimentary rock, aka cemented starburst. And then there's metamorphic rock, which takes a lot of pressure. So that means that you take already pressurized rock and then you squeeze even harder and harder. So yeah, metamorphic rock, also known as extremely tightened starburst, is like the final stage. And then you want to revert back to step one. You take the original starburst, you melt it back down, and the cycle continues. So it takes as much as 10 to 15 minutes only to exactly do this process in real life. But in nature, however, rocks don't exactly just melt, come back, and then blah 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 in like 15 10 minutes. It is a long, continuous, arduous prof, process. All right, it takes a real long time, millions of years even, and many materials, minerals are made from that. For example, copper, tin, etc., etc. And yeah, they also make important ores, but I will not go into detail exactly what type of ores they exactly have in there. Now I'm going to talk about something else. I'm going to talk about the history of doodling. Yep, there's history for drawing random stuff in places you shouldn't draw them. So it happens all the way back in the medieval period. All right, they were like transcribing books, also known as translating or copying books, because back then they didn't have printers. All right, so they had to handwrite each and every single book. Yep, each and every single one of them, hand by hand. So, and occasionally these people are teenagers, all right, like just teenage people made to transcribe extremely long books. And when they got tired, they decided to just like draw small doodles of like the king or their family or a house, something. And those were like the first common doodles, all right. And then moving on, were doodles. After that, a very long time later, it became graffiti art, so which is still technically doodling or graffiti, because it was like making small pictures. But sometimes graffiti, in my opinion, is like large scale pictures, not on a canvas or paper or digital devices. So yeah, and after that, doodling eventually became common in most public bathroom stalls. Why? Because I do not know. Apparently, people who take shits inside of a 7-Eleven bathroom just can't stop the urge of drawing something on their already doodle-covered wall. Some of them are very nice, some of them rather illicit, but mostly they're just like trolls or rage baiting stuff and stuff. And yeah, I do not understand why they do that, but apparently it's just a really long history cycle, I guess. So yeah, I just went to you two random things that you will not be able to use for anything afterwards. I hope this didn't help at all. See ya.